Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another episode of Funday Sunday, and today is gonna be an amazing video because I am taking out a very special ship or two. I won't ruin what the next ship I'll be taking out, but right now we are taking out the Bismarck, the tier 8 German battleship, the Bismarck. And you might be wondering, wow, how'd you get the Bismarck already? You haven't done a video on it. Well, I haven't, because this was when I was playing on the public test server. And if anyone that has never been on the public test server, how they usually run it is the experience, every upgrade that you have for your ship is only one experience point. And then usually for the next tier ship, it's usually around 2,000 to 4,000 experience. So it's very easy to quickly upgrade to the very high tiers, and this is kind of what I did, and this is a opportunity that I wanted to test out for myself because I am looking forward to the next, Bismarck, the Funday Sunday, and the Kurfürst. I'm looking forward to those ships, and I wanted to try them out, and in this episode, I want to show you guys how it went for me. So we are currently playing on loop. We have a Iowa, Bismarck, and Gneisenau, 2 runes, New Orleans, and a Benson. On the enemy team, there is a Friedrich de Gross, a Bismarck, Colorado, Rune, Ibuki, Hipper, and a Fubuki. And as you can see in chat, it's not all local server. It's not the North American server. So there are going to be other peoples from other nations in the server as well. So that's going to throw off how well the lag is, or how well the game plays due to lag, and we're gonna see that quite a bit. So another thing I should point out is the captain is a 15-point captain, and it's exactly the same as mine in the Gneisenau. I went for the concealment, and this is where I kind of tested out the idea of using concealment expert instead of using, say, the secondary arms, the manual fire on your secondary turrets. That's kind of how I decided on this. So we're going to try out the Bismarck. Now, for everyone that does not know, the Bismarck is the sister ship of the Tirpitz, and everyone knows that I do have the Tirpitz, and I like the Tirpitz. But the Bismarck is a little bit differently playing, in my opinion. Now, I did play the Bismarck only one game, and this was the only one game that I had the opportunity to. And this was a pretty good game. So the secondaries on the Bismarck, actually, let me see if I can. I'm kind of curious. Oh, I can. So secondaries range is 10.6 kilometers. 10.6. That is phenomenal. That is almost as good as the Yamato's. Actually, I think it's just about the Yamato's range. I don't have the Yamato, at least my captain is not a secondary build, so I can't really say right off the top of my head. But we are within range now of the enemy Hipper, and just look at this secondary fire. Oh, I am definitely looking forward to the Bismarck. Just this entire range. Now, if I had the secondary manual fire control on the secondary guns, the accuracy would be a little bit tighter and more reliable, but I didn't go for that. Instead, I went for the concealment expert, but still, it does a phenomenal job. We've already done, what, 12 secondary hits? And that Hipper is very close to dying. And here's another thing about the German battleship line. As far as the Bismarck is concerned and up, we have hydroacoustics. And I love the idea of hydroacoustics for a battleship, period. It is so fantastic to have that, especially when we go destroyer hunting or we have to deal with destroyers. So anyway, we are currently taking fire at the enemy Bismarck. Our team has captured A. We've lost 1 battleship while they've lost 1 cruiser. I believe we lost our Iowa. Of course we lost our Iowa captain. He went down very quickly, a little bit too soon. So Bismarck goes down on the enemy team, but we do lose a cruiser at the exact same time. I think we lost our rune, one of our runes, and now an Iowa is 10.3 kilometers away. I really feel bad, but let's take down this Iowa. So, my thoughts on the German battleship line is fairly positive at this time. I think it could definitely rival the Yamato if, say, the Fiete de Gloss gets up close and personal with the Yamato, because it is very hard to actually damage a turtleback armor, which German battleships have. And even though we have turtleback, we still can take penetration damage. And you can see we've got decent damage from that Colorado, while in return we get a Citadel on the Colorado. This is very nice. Now the turrets turn pretty decent. They are a bit slow, a bit sluggish, but that's battleship for you. And this is just slightly overkill, but the friendly destroyer just took out the Colorado, fired both spreads of his torpedoes, and now with the Colorado taken care of, we can go and try to focus on this enemy rune. Oh, poor enemy rune, all by himself. Now, the other enemy ships are currently over at sea. We haven't seen them in a while. We will see them in just a little bit. Now, we do get a good hit on that rune. Does disappear. We are still detected, but once that drops down, we should become undetected for a little while, because the detection range is a beautiful 12.3 kilometers. 12.3. That is almost as good as the rune. The rune has about 11.9. Give me a break if I'm a little bit off, but rune is fairly low, but we're almost as close as rune, and we're a battleship. Granted, we are a tier under, but still fairly fantastic, since we do have that exceptional low detectability. Now, I'm the only battleship on our team versus, actually very similar between both teams, but it's the Fiete de Gloss that is on the enemy team, and the shells, they look pretty good. I guess we get 1 penetration, 1 over penetration. They are kind of similar to the Turbits as far as I can tell, but like I said, I only played the Bismarck for 1 game, and I still think it's a fun ship to play. I love the secondaries. I keep gushing about the secondaries, but they are very fun to actually have around. Now, waited for an opportunity to get away from the island, and let's go ahead and open fire. Hopefully we can get a good hit. Maybe we can take out this rune. He's very low on health. And this New Orleans is just being kind of a keep sailing in a straight line. Now we do take out the enemy rune. Now there's the Ibuki. Great ship. I love the Ibuki when I had her. And we get a hit from the Fiete de Gloss, which is unfortunate. And I unfortunately do not know what the ally New Orleans captain was saying. I wish someone could translate. It'd be kind of nice to see. But the Ibuki kind of showed off his rear, the stern of his ship. So I do pop hydroacoustics, and there is a enemy Fubuki. So we do want to keep an eye on him, because he will more than likely fire torpedoes towards us. And I'd rather not have that. But you can see our secondaries are opening up, and there is the Fiete de Gloss, and he makes kind of a, I don't want to say silly mistake, but he's showing quite a bit of broadside. Now you can see with this opportunity that I do have, and we actually get a secondary hit on the Fubuki, that's actually kind of funny. With the opportunity that, or at least in the position that we are in, I can keep my bow pointed towards that Fiete de Gloss. And that will allow me the opportunity not to take as much damage, and also we do slow up just a little bit, just so we can get our back turrets kind of in place in case we do need them. And he looks like he took a big ol' hit from the friendly Benson. It looks like torpedoes did land on him. And I believe that that's an issue with the German battleship line, is they have very low or poor torpedo protection. Now, the Fiete de Gros does take out our friendly New Orleans captain. I don't want to say it's Russian, but I'm gonna just kind of say it's possibly Russian. But we do land 18,000 points of damage on the Fiete de Gros, and we get earned high caliber. And you can see just how amazing the secondaries. We're having a secondary battle right here and now, and I love this. And this is probably a great opportunity. I should point out that if I had the manual fire control on my secondaries, my guns would only fire at the Fiete de Gros, and we do take them down. But the secondary batteries on the right side would not be opening fire against the Fubuki. And had that not been the case, that possibly, and this is just saying, possibly would not have scared off the enemy Fubuki. Or even say it was another, because it's kind of mental sometimes, is if you constantly see fire coming in, you think, oh crap, I gotta get away, and so people will run. So that's kind of my thought, is when you have the opportunity where you have two ships on two sides, one on starboard, one on port, and if you don't have manual fire control, yes, they're inaccurate, but at least both sides are firing, and they're kind of, oh no. Okay, good. We missed those torpedoes. But anyway, the Fubuki does show up. But if we didn't have the manual fire control, we can at least fire on both sides and possibly do a psychological warfare. And that's kind of what I like the idea, is the opportunity that both sides will be constantly opening fire if such an occasion does arise. Now, we did really good. I will have to say, granted, it was a much smaller matchmaking. It was 7v7. I believe I played this kind of late at night, so maybe that's why. But it was also the public test server, and not everyone. Not a lot of people actually will get on. Few people will actually get on and try out the public test server, but not as like the actual live server, like the North American server and whatnot. So it's possible that's why it was a much smaller matchmaking than normally. But I feel bad for the Fubuki, because it's a 3v1 against a Benson, who's kind of low on health, and the Rune, who has quite a bit of health. He has almost maybe lost about a quarter of his health, and a three-quarters health Bismarck. Yeah, I feel bad for the Ibuki. So right now, all that's gonna happen is us trying to chase down the enemy Ibuki. I don't believe I'm gonna get the opportunity to fire on him. He's gonna stay hidden behind that island. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the next replay. So I will see you guys there, and it's also a really good game, plus it's a surprise ship, so hopefully you guys will enjoy it. So I will see you guys in just a second. Alright everyone, we are back in the next replay, and here's the surprise ship that I've been looking forward to and wanting to show off at least this game, because oh my god, this game was good. It was fantastic. But anyway, we are in the tier 10 German battleship, the Kurfürst. And we are playing on North. We have 3 Kurfürst, an Iowa, Hindenburg, Moskva, Donskoy, Gearing, Kagero, 2 Uduloys, and a Fubuki. On the enemy team, there are 2 Montanas, Kurfürst, Fiete de Gros, Bismarck, Hindenburg, Moskva, New Orleans, Shimakaze, Fletcher, Kagero, and Uduloy. And oh my god, this ship is big and beautiful and so much fun to play. And I'm definitely looking forward to getting the Kurfürst for myself. I think it's going to be so much fun to play. At least that's what I'm kind of thinking. At least we'll see how things go. But anyway, we are moving down towards A. We do have a friendly Uduloy leading the charge, and there is a enemy Moskva. We bring our guns to bear, and one obvious thing that you will notice about the Kurfürst is the lack of range. We only have a 20.6 kilometer range. That is 6 kilometers short than the Yamato, and I believe it's about 3 or 4 kilometers short of the Montana. So yes, the Kurfürst, you are going to be in much closer, and that's once again comes the idea of having concealment expert, so you're not so quickly detected. Now granted, you're not on Montana and easily citadeled by a enemy Yamato, but still it's a lot easier on you if you're able to get in close and more personally, because you have pretty big guns. Not as big as the Yamatos, but still pretty big. And you have 12 of them, actually. I almost miscounted. Now, we are very close to the island, and there is a enemy Udaloi. Now, the enemy Udaloi is going to try to charge us, but we do have a friendly Udaloi not too far away from us, and it's going to help us out here shortly. Yep. Can you guess what's about to happen to the enemy Udaloi? Gets torpedoed by the friendly Udaloi, does a fantastic job, does kind of save our bacon, I will have to say. And now here is where things get a little bit hectic. I am in no place to really maneuver. It would take me far too long to actually get moving, so I make a choice of slowing down and kind of sitting bow end, kind of doing the North Carolina style, and hoping that my team in the back, which I will have to point out, I have one friendly battleship, I believe it's Kurfürst. Yes, I have one friendly Kurfürst behind me, and the Udaloi sitting right off there, but he's about to go down. And this Bismarck probably was not expecting a Kurfürst right here, or if he did, he would have known. He should have realized. So he does switch over to high explosive and does cause a fire. Now we do have a New Orleans and an enemy Kurfürst and a Moskva all opening up fire on us. Yeah, can you guess what's about to happen? We are going to be lit quite a bit. We do get fire on the Bismarck, but watch how quickly the secondaries count is going up. We're already sitting at 74, 75. Just took out the enemy Bismarck with our secondaries primarily due to fire. Now we have a enemy Kurfürst who is sitting kind of broadside to us. I do decide whether or not I should focus on the New Orleans, but I switch my attention back over to the Kurfürst. You can see the Moskva in the background just hammering away. We have 3 fires lit on our bow, and this is just not looking good. It looks like we might go down. We need to get about 9,000 points of damage on the enemy Kurfürst. We have 30 seconds on the damage control, and we get a 4th fire on us. Ooh, things are not looking good. We have probably at least good 20 seconds before at least one of the fire is knocked out. We're gonna go ahead and start speeding up. Might as well try to take out this enemy Kurfürst. We do lose 2 fires. We set a fire on the enemy Kurfürst. He is still selling fairly broadside. I mean, we're starting to sell broadside. We do land a 1,600 point damage on the enemy Kurfürst, and we are sitting at 13,000 points of health right now. I use my damage control. He is just hammering away. Fortunately, his guns are reloading. He gets a torpedo in the side, drops him down to low health. I bring my back guns to bear, and we do a decent size hit. Now it comes down to who will be able to reload first. We have a heal. And can we take out this enemy Kurfürst? Yes, we do take out the enemy Kurfürst, but there is still the Moskva on us. He is currently firing away. Oh, his secondaries open up. We are sitting at about 10,000 points of health, and if he gets a fire on us, we are dead. There's nothing we can do because our damage control is still out, and so I make the decision of coming full to bear, bring my back guns because they are reloaded. Can we take out this enemy Moskva? Oh, 12,000. Come on, reload and fire the front guns and take out the enemy Moskva. Whew. Whew, I will have to say that was a very, very close battle right there. And had those torpedoes not land on that Kurfürst, we probably could have died, I will have to say. So, secondaries are opening up on the enemy destroyer. There is the enemy New Orleans that is probably shitting his pants because he just lost all of his friends. And so we open a salvo. Let's see if we can get a citadel. 5,000 points of damage. Not too bad. Can we take out this New Orleans? That would be fantastic. No, it looks like our second salvo does miss. And probably one little side note that the Kurfürst is actually the highest as far as health is concerned compared to the other two battleships. It has even more health than the than the Yamato. And so we fire one last salvo. Maybe we'll get lucky. Who knows? Maybe. Yeah. And yeah, I love the ship so far. And we are sitting at 146,000. I really do love this ship. This ship is fantastic. It is a big boat, which means it's very easy to hit compared to, say, than the Yamato and Montana. It is a little bit bigger than the Yamato. It's longer. I don't know. I believe it's a little bit wider. I'm not quite certain. But this game really was close for me. I'm surprised that we survived. And you see that since most of the damage we took was fire, how much health, just watch how much health I do recover from my heals. And I still have 2 heals left. I believe I start off with 5. And this ship is just so fantastic. It is such a fun ship. And right now our team has 1 cap to their 2 caps. We're sitting at least 2 more ships than they have. They have, I believe, 2 Montanas and a Fuki, if I remember. No, Kagero. There's the enemy Kagero. On our team, we still have both our Kurfürst, our Hindenburg, and our Udaloy. And right now, it looks like the friendly Kurfürst is trying to take out the enemy Yamato. Looks like he's having to retreat due to the fact of the Kagero. Now, here, kind of the issue is, you can see I'm having limited issues with actually bringing my guns to bear on that Montana because he's almost outside my range. And I could have even opted for the extended range. I don't remember what I went for, but I could have gone for the extended range, and I decided against it. Now, I do beach myself a little bit. That's kind of the issue. You're kind of a big ship, and I was not paying attention and run myself aground. Now, unfortunately for us, the Kagero is pretty much keeping this team alive because the Kurfürst probably could actually go after this Montana and possibly do considerable amount of damage. Now we do take B, and we do take A, and now we can try to push towards C. Now Montana on the enemy team is currently moving down towards C, and he's hoping to cap it if all possible, but we're right here, and we're going to see if we can prevent this. Now, we are detected, not by the Montana, or the Montanas, but by the enemy Kagero. And you might be wondering, how do I know this? Well, I'm just that good. No, it's because the Kagero has a very low detection range, and the Montanas don't have detection as far as island in the way and too far out of range. So that's kind of how I figured that one out. Wow, I sound like a smartass. Sorry. I do apologize for that. That was kind of arrogant of me. But the Montana, in his infinite wisdom, is moving south, broadside to 3 Kurfürst. 3. And this is just downright silly. He could just sit further back and let the island protect him. Maybe he was concerned about the Udaloy, but the Udaloy, I mean, actually the Udaloy does have about 8-kilometer range, but he's selling broadside to a enemy battleship, and we get 3 citadels. Knock him very low on health. Can we take out this enemy Montana? That would be our 5th kill of the game. Can we do this? Yeah. 5th kill of the game. We get Kraken Unleashed. Oh, God, I love this. I love this ship so far. So, that's taken care of, and I kind of want to go destroyer hunting. I really want to test out the limits of the secondaries. And we do lose our Udaloy to the Kagero. Like I said, the Kagero is kind of keeping them alive. Kagero is currently capping C. He has taken out the enemy, friendly Udaloy. The Kagero has done 1 kill, but it's his torpedoes, his stealth. That's what's helping the enemy team. Now, the Montana on the enemy side has taken out 2 ships of his own, and I'm really debating what I should do, because I have a Kagero at sea. We know he's in sea because he is currently capping, and I have a broadside Montana just south of me, and I am so tempted, but I'm also concerned about the Kagero, so I do slow up just a little bit. And the Montana is firing HE. I mean, granted, yeah, for the fires, beneficial, but broadside, like I was, you could have gone for the AP. You probably could have done decent damage, because the Montana does have decent size shells. Now, I do have hydroacoustics open for me, and good thing I did, because now there are torpedoes, but it looks like he misjudged the aim, because I believe torpedoes are going to hit an island. Yeah, so the Montana starts reversing, and, well, we know how well this is going to turn out. Now the Kagero does go down. That means all that's left on the enemy team is the Montana. Can we take him out? Shells break. Unfortunately, we don't get any damaging shots, but he is very low on health. Our load is about 5 seconds. He does open up with a salvo of HE, but it's HE. I'm not too overly concerned. We do have damage control, so we do open fire. Can we get a citadel? Just 1 citadel would take him out, or that. So we earned a victory, and we earned 519,189 silver, 6,048 XP, 303 free XP. So we earned Fireproof, Confederate, Dreadnought, Kraken Unleashed, and High Caliber. We did 234,227 points of damage, 72 shell hits, 1 plane shot down, 2 incapacitation, 6 kills, 7 fires, 3 citadels, 1 defended base cap, and a whopping 214 secondary hits. Yeah, I love the German battleship line. So we earned top of the tier with a base XP of 2,688. And on the enemy turn first, we did 65,618 points of damage. Over half his health from him. Montana, we did 63,912 points of damage, mostly due to those citadels. Moskva, 34,000. Bismarck, 25,000. And the other enemy Montana, 23,000. We did a lot. So our secondary batteries did a damage count of 22,806, fired 958 shots, and fires did about 10,366. It was fun, and our potential damage was over 1,000,000 points. So after everything is said and done, 253,347, but honestly it doesn't matter because it is the public test server, and you start off with well over I think it's like 1 billion silver or something like that, and like 1,000,000 gold. So money's not an issue. It's just the fact that you have to actually grind through some of the tiers just to earn XP. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Funday Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great day. Zai Jen.